You love the Red Sox, you've mastered the art of saying wicked. But let's face it, living in Boston ain't all tea parties and duck boats. Friends, I'm not holding anything back. So I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. This is my honest review. It's gonna be so painfully honest that you're gonna say, oh, don't give me all that information. It's too much, I can't handle it. So be prepared. Here I have my box. And I have all the cons here. Sticker shock. So housing prices are really high, and people who are coming from other states, they are always surprised. They start with, oh, let's look at this house that is like 800,000. That's our price range. We like it. So we go see the house and they're like, no. This is, they are old houses, very old, 100+ years old, but they are priced minimum 800,000 and up, depending on which area of Boston we're talking about. In some neighborhoods, you can't find anything for 800,000. It's one of the highest priced real estate in US. Be prepared for a sticker shock. I can't wait to see what's the next thing. Boston streets are notorious for congestion. If you love sitting in traffic, then you will feel right at home. Of course, our streets are not as bad as LA's, but I have to say Boston is being such an old city. It's designed in a way, it's designed for horses really. It's not designed for cars. So you will be in gridlock and you'll be sitting in traffic, especially during the rush hour. Street parking is a serious challenge. And it is expensive to find a garage and park there for a few hours. You might pay like $40, $50. And street parking is almost impossible to find in Boston. Hunting for a spot could be your new hobby. But I have to say, there are many apps that you can go and reserve your parking spot. So you at least make sure that the parking spot is available. But also you might get a little bit of a discount. Like there are so many apps. I'll put them in the description. Are you excited to know what's the next one? So you think you can handle the New England winters? Think again. Icy sidewalks, snow coming and not stopping, and all kinds of, icicles coming down, sub-zero temperature, can make your life really challenging. Besides that, the winters are long, and they, especially, when you come to March, April, you think it's never gonna end. Never. Sometimes you have this occasional really hot day in March, just to remind you and to tease you that I'm still far away, because the next day it's a winter wonderland again. Something that not everybody knows is the sunset is at 4 p.m. when it's winter. So winter blues are real. You, especially if you're working and you're going to the office before the sunlight gets out, like at 7 a.m. and then you come back at 5 p.m. You might not see the sun for months. What? You think you're gonna see the sun today? Not until June, honey. Even though winters are sunnier than you would expect, very cold winters, you would expect that it will not be sunny, it will be gloomy and dark. But surprisingly, Boston winters are sunny most of the time. But if you're in the office without any windows, you might miss it completely. What else can be so bad about Boston? Boston's cost of living is high, but high taxes add to that. So your paycheck will be coming and going. Why? Well, cost of living went up everywhere since the pandemic and inflation. We're not as bad as New York, but it's up there. Say hello to tight spaces. So the land is limited and the apartments are smaller. The older houses are smaller. Now we have many new construction luxury mega mansions, which, we need more affordable housing, as you know. But here in Boston, the neighborhoods are densely packed, one of the most densely packed areas in US. What's next? Public transit woes. The MBTA, even though it's the third best in the whole US, it still can be unreliable, can be slow, and it's packed during the rush hour. Public transportation doesn't cover everything. Do you know what the car owner's worst nightmare is? Besides, the congestion, we also have many potholes. So you're driving happily and poof, you get into a pothole. We don't have a lot of new construction, so the issue here is not, you're gonna get nails in your tires all the time. No. Here, you will get your car into a pothole 60 times a day. Okay, let's see what comes out next. So if you're not a sports fan, this obsession with sports in Boston is gonna get on your nerves and it's gonna wear you down. Especially when it's Patriots or Celtics or Red Sox playing, the world stops. Like if we have to do an open house on the day that the Red Sox is playing, we usually don't do it. So my name is Nouné. I'm a real estate agent in Massachusetts. If you're thinking of buying, selling, whatever you want to do with real estate, limited nightlife, well, I don't go out dancing or anything like that, but my daughter does. Her name is Leah. She might have a better idea of what the nightlife looks like.
Yeah, so the nightlife in Boston, it can be a bit tricky. There's not that many club options in the city, but the ones that are there, they usually require covers, which is not the best. There are plenty of bar options, but usually everywhere you go, you have to wait in a really long line and it can get really cold. So that's something you should be aware of, as well as a hard to find place where it has the type of music you want to listen to or the type of crowd you want to be around. So it's always a tricky thing that us friends have to think about before going out. Everywhere also closes around 2 a.m. the latest, and then it can be hard to find an Uber back to your home afterwards.
So I told you all the bad things about Boston. What about the good things? Watch this video to learn more.